Hey diddly, hey, all the mice are feeling gay. Hey diddly, hey, Herman's on his way. You know how old retro cartoons affected the population in today's youth? Like making new games such as Bendy and the Ink Machine or Cuphead? Well, there was an incident about an unaired episode of 1954's Felix the Cat. It aired an episode that few had ever seen. It was supposed to be a rerun of episode 12, Detective Thinking Hat, but instead, they accidentally aired the lost episode entitled Asphyxiation. Weird, being that in this lost episode, there wasn't any choking or suffocation in it. Everyone, including children underage, saw the episode and reported the police about their children crying and saying, "Felix is going to kill Mommy and Daddy," after viewing it. The show's creator, Joe Oriolo, said to the public that the episode wasn't supposed to air at all, and it was all an accident. The episode was created by a serial killer named Richard Ramirez, who is labeled by people around the world as the Night Stalker. The show's cast members were doing the voices as the main characters, but the audio in the episode itself was far too grainy and all over each other, making the episode too poorly made to be even watchable. There were a slew of static noise or blurry visions to make out what the episode was showing you, so you'd never know what the characters were doing sometimes. The episode started with Felix walking down a dirt road with his magic bag. But there was no audio, except with a low, distorted humming noise in the background. There was a faint static enveloping the screen, so you can barely see Felix walking for about 6 minutes. The humming sounded like some sort of hairdryer bellowing through your TV or computer speakers. The animation in this episode was very formulaic. Even though it looked exactly the same as any of the episodes, it's still too hard to make out. The music was replaced with a loud banging, and gurgled yelling could be heard over the sounds of a hurricane off in the distance. Then the scene goes to static to reveal the professor writing something with a shocked expression on his face. The sound replaced with the sound of a washing machine mixed with a constant droning noise. The professor then stops and we see what he wrote. Whatever it is, it's now after you. It cuts to the professor grabbing a gun and attempting to shoot himself in the head before cutting to black. It stays black for a minute before hearing a man whispering something before it cuts to Poindexter creeping over to something, looking back over his shoulders with a frightened look on his face. We see him grabbing an assault rifle and pointed the gun at whatever horrors were about to get him. He wiped his glasses and waited for the monster to arrive. It then cuts to a static image of a pet cemetery and a split-second image of a black cat eating a rotting pumpkin. It cuts to Rock Bottom poisoning himself by eating dog food laced with snake venom. It then cuts back to Poindexter with the assault rifle. He somehow sees whatever is hunting him down and fires into the darkness. Oh, but he misses. But he misses. Two bloodshot lizard-like eyes peered through the darkness, and it was Felix. Felix, with a Cheshire cat-like smile on his face, creeps over to Poindexter like a crooked spider, his magic bag in his teeth. But Poindexter just continues to fire the assault rifle at the demented cat. Felix appears behind Poindexter and uses his magic bag to grow sharp teeth and puts the bag over Poindexter's head, and the bag bites his head off with one clean bite. Blood was all over the floor, and we could see a picture of the spinal cord sticking out the stump of Poindexter's neck. Later on, we see Felix giving the magic bag to Master Cylinder, who opens the bag to see Poindexter's severed head inside. He jumps in fright, comedically malfunctions, and collapses. Vavoom, having sewn his mouth shut, General Clang being tied to a rocket and flying toward the sun. And the scene ends with Felix relaxing in hell, with white text reading, "Whenever you get in a fix, you won't get to reach into your bag of tricks." Then the end credits rolled with the song "Zombie" by the Cranberries playing. And the next program began on the spot. Anyway, this lost episode is in the DreamWorks Animation Vault, where it remains lost to this very day.